To locate an underground irrigation valve with an open circuit, several methods can be employed without extensive excavation. Firstly, if available, consult the irrigation plan. This plan should indicate the location of all valve boxes within the system. If a plan is not accessible, proceed to the next step. Secondly, turn on the irrigation system and listen carefully for water flowing in the area where you suspect the valve is located. A hissing or gurgling sound may indicate the presence of a valve nearby. Dig carefully in the area where the sound is loudest, being cautious not to damage any underground wiring or pipes. Thirdly, use a wire tracer or tone generator. This device sends a signal through the control wire, allowing you to trace its path underground. Connect one probe of the wire tracer to the control wire at the controller and the other probe to a metal stake driven into the ground. Walk around the area while holding the receiver. The signal strength will increase as you get closer to the valve box. Follow the path of the strongest signal to pinpoint the location of the valve. If the wire tracer method proves insufficient, consider using a valve box locator. This electronic device emits a signal detectable by a receiver probe. Insert the receiver probe into the ground and move it around the area. The signal will intensify as you approach the valve box. Follow the signal to the exact location of the box. Alternatively, you can probe the ground. Carefully use a thin metal rod or probe to gently poke into the ground around the suspected valve location. If you encounter resistance, such as striking plastic, it may indicate the presence of the valve box. Once you have located the valve box, mark the exact spot with a stake or spray paint to avoid losing the location. Begin digging carefully with a hand trowel or small shovel. Gently remove the soil until you uncover the valve box. Exercise caution to avoid damaging the control wire or any other underground utilities. If these methods are unsuccessful, it may be necessary to seek professional assistance from an irrigation technician or an electrician experienced in locating underground wiring. These professionals have specialized equipment and expertise to locate the valve without causing unnecessary damage. When using a wire tracer, ensure that the control wire is properly connected to the controller and that the metal stake is grounded effectively. This will ensure a strong and accurate signal. When probing the ground, avoid using excessive force, which could damage the valve box or surrounding components. Probe gently and methodically to avoid any accidental damage. When digging, remove the soil in layers and inspect each layer carefully for any signs of the valve box or control wire. This will minimize the risk of damage. If you encounter any obstacles while digging, such as rocks or roots, carefully remove them before continuing. Avoid using excessive force, which could damage the valve box or surrounding components. If you are unsure about any aspect of the valve location process, it is always best to seek professional assistance. An experienced technician or electrician can quickly and efficiently locate the valve without causing any damage. Safety precautions should always be observed when working with underground utilities. Before digging, contact your local utility companies to locate any underground lines in the area. This will help you avoid damaging any utilities and ensure your safety. Wear appropriate safety gear, such as gloves and eye protection, when digging and working with underground wiring. This will protect you from injury. If you are working with electrical components, ensure that the power is turned off before starting any work. This will prevent electrical shock. By following these steps and taking appropriate safety precautions, you can locate an underground irrigation valve efficiently and safely. Remember to be patient and methodical, and don't hesitate to seek professional assistance if needed. The process of locating an underground irrigation valve requires careful attention to detail and a systematic approach. Understanding the layout of the irrigation system and the functionality of its components is essential for successful valve location. The control wire plays a crucial role in operating the valve, as it carries the electrical signal that opens and closes the valve. A break in the control wire can prevent the valve from functioning properly, resulting in an open circuit. This open circuit can be detected using an ohmmeter, which measures the resistance of the circuit. A high resistance reading indicates an open circuit, suggesting that the control wire is broken or disconnected. In addition to the control wire, the valve itself can also be a source of problems. The valve consists of a solenoid, which is an electromagnetic coil that controls the flow of water through the valve. If the solenoid is damaged or malfunctioning, it can also cause an open circuit. To test the solenoid, you can use an ohmmeter to measure its resistance. A high resistance reading indicates a faulty solenoid. When using a wire tracer or tone generator, it is important to understand how the device works. The wire tracer sends a signal through the control wire, creating an electromagnetic field around the wire. The receiver probe detects this electromagnetic field, allowing you to trace the path of the wire underground. The strength of the signal decreases as you move further away from the wire, so it is important to keep the receiver probe close to the ground. Valve box locators operate on a similar principle, but they emit a different type of signal. These devices emit a radio frequency signal that is detectable by the receiver probe. The signal is strongest when the probe is directly above the valve box. When probing the ground, it is important to be gentle and avoid using excessive force. The valve box is typically made of plastic and can be easily damaged if you are not careful. Use a thin metal rod or probe to gently poke into the ground and listen for any sounds that may indicate the presence of the valve box. If you encounter resistance such as striking plastic, it may indicate the presence of the valve box. Dig carefully around the valve box to avoid damaging the control wire or any other underground utilities. Use a hand trowel or small shovel to gently remove the soil and inspect each layer carefully for any signs of the valve box or control wire. If you are unsure about any aspect of the valve location process, it is always best to seek professional assistance. An experienced technician or electrician can quickly and efficiently locate the valve without causing any damage. These professionals have specialized equipment and expertise to locate the valve without causing unnecessary damage. They can also diagnose and repair any problems with the valve or control wire. Seeking professional assistance can save you time and money in the long run. It can also prevent any accidental damage to the irrigation system or underground utilities. In addition to locating the valve, it is also important to identify the cause of the open circuit. This will help you prevent future problems with the irrigation system. The open circuit could be caused by a broken control wire, a faulty solenoid, or a damaged valve. Once you have identified the cause of the open circuit, you can take steps to repair or replace the damaged components. This may involve splicing the control wire, replacing the solenoid, or replacing the entire valve. By taking these steps, you can restore the irrigation system to its proper working condition. Furthermore, regular maintenance of the irrigation system can help prevent future problems. This includes checking the control wires, solenoids, and valves for any signs of damage or wear. It also includes cleaning the valve boxes and removing any debris that may be blocking the flow of water. By performing regular maintenance, you can extend the life of the irrigation system and prevent costly repairs. Remember that safety is paramount when working with electrical components and underground utilities. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical components. Contact your local utility companies to locate any underground lines before digging. Wear appropriate safety gear such as gloves and eye protection. By following these safety precautions, you can protect yourself from injury. In conclusion, locating an underground irrigation valve with an open circuit requires a systematic approach, careful attention to detail, and a thorough understanding of the irrigation system. By following the steps outlined above, you can efficiently and safely locate the valve and restore the irrigation system to its proper working condition. Remember to seek professional assistance if needed, and always prioritize safety.